Just after 12:30 now on this Tuesday. Happy March. It's March 1st, 2022. Welcome to Central Valley Talk Live, our Tuesday afternoon edition. Hanging out with you during the lunch hour. I'm Austin Breed, coming to you from our Tower District studios inside the Mike Briggs building. We thank you for being with us. Hit me up on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok at Austin Breed on air. Here at Central Valley Talk, we celebrate everything that's great about the Central Valley, and we also explore issues that need to be discussed. And joining us live in our Tower District studios today is a woman named Jessica. Jessica, how do you say your last name?
Mahoney.
Mahoney, okay. And you are a community organizer. Now, I actually met you last week, and we were talking a little bit about some research that you've done for many years now. Is that right?
Yeah, I would like to call myself a citizen detective.
Citizen detective.
Kind of a hobby of mine.
And we're talking about the Adventure Church, which now owns the Tower Theater.
Well, they don't own it quite yet.
They're trying to.
They're trying. They want to buy it, but it's in a court process now.
So you have some information just about this situation. And I do want to also say that we here at Central Valley Talk have reached out to Adventure Church many times for comment or to come on our show, and they're always welcome, but we have never heard back. So, Jessica, take it away. What do you have? What do you want to let everybody know?
Well, Adventure Church doesn't own the property. They're a lease holder. They lease it every Sunday and once a month on a Wednesday. They came to Lawrence back in September of 2020, and during the pandemic, and Lawrence will say the same thing. Oh, nobody was down here, everything was shut down, and poor me. He has money. He's a trust fund guy, owns lots of other businesses. He got several PPP loans. He's rented to Adventure Church before. And he claims that other theaters throughout California rent to churches, which is fine, renting to churches, but not buying. Because of the zoning, the Tower Theater is a commercial nightlife district, meaning bars, restaurant, nightlife. It's zoned. We have a Tower Pacific plan that designated this district as a nightlife district. So the church came in violation of zoning, and they have gotten fined for that back in January, not just for holding services in the pandemic, but one time for zoning. The city manager and the lawyer sent a 3-page email, explaining all this. And a lot of people don't know, a lot of the real estate and their pastors on Adventure Church board, they're also real estate brokers. So they're aware of how zoning works. They're aware of what their duties are when they look at properties. They have went to the city. Bill Richardson is on the board of Adventure Church. He's their broker. And he did an inquiry back in December about the zoning and, hey, can a church use this? We're looking to move our church to a bigger facility. And the response from the city was no, and gave them the codes of, hey, zoning's nightlife. It's not zoned for religious assembly. But they continue to hold services there. And that's where the no zoning and violation comes from. And the city has refused to stop that. So Bill Richardson, and Adventure Church, Anthony Flores, sat down with Lawrence, and they have this covenant agreement, which no one knows what the covenant agreement is yet. And hopefully that will get exposed in this new court hearing, because now Adventure Church is suing Lawrence because they think they're entitled to the property still. Escrow closed a bunch of times. Their contract is void because there's a lien pendants on the property. So nothing could happen with the property until the Sequoia thing gets handled first. But now it's kind of like they're getting a line. They're just trying to throw spaghetti to the wall and see what stick. So Adventure Church is now suing Lawrence. And they did have Nathan Klein as a lawyer, but they just switched that on February 4th. Now they're using a local. They're using McCormick Barstow. So they're using someone local. I don't know if that's because of money-wise or they just wanted to go with someone local. They both do the same type of law. So McCormick Barstow is now representing Adventure Church against Lawrence. And then Lawrence has had two or three meetings with the city in closed session. The city wants to buy, the Tower Theater to just try to end this whole hoopla, and then, you got the dynamics of the Proud Boys coming out and harassing the community members, the people that stand on the corner, the Tower Demonstration Committee, which I'm not involved in, but I know lots of those folks. They have been getting harassed, phone calls to their jobs, their car vandalized. People have been following their home, taking pictures of their house, their children, their work. And this is all from these patriot groups here locally. And one of them are the Proud Boys. We have several patriot groups in town. Sons of 76, Proud Boys, American Guard, Constitutionalists of California, the Liberty Group, and Three Percenters. But we do have them in Fresno County. And they've been going to the school board meetings, and they're all connected to Lance Jackson and Terry Wild that owns Clovis Times. And Lance Jackson is out of Kingsburg, and Lance Jackson and Terry Wild work together. So on Tuesday, they have meetings in Clovis, and Wednesday, they have meetings in Kingsburg. And they're the ones funneling the money. They're the ones telling these people to go to the school board, stand on the corner on Sunday, and just harass because they don't like the so-called liberal agenda.
Actually, yeah, I've seen emails from Terry Wild. I've invited him on our show, and he's never wanted to come on. So
yeah,
at least to
your show. I think
on my show.
Yeah,
so, but whatever. Anyway, so show all this stuff that you have here.
So this is one of the court cases. A Venture Church and Sequoia case. I have 2 binders. This is all the document that the court has, and it's all public records. I'm not a doxer. Anybody can get this, but I read. So when certain media or Lawrence or Anthony talk, it's like I could tell if they haven't even read their own case. So the real estate deals in here. All their emails are in here. Between brokers, Lawrence, the lawyers, it's all in here. We know what they bought Tower Theater for, what they were trying to buy it for, 3.9. Sequoia's contract's in here, and Sequoia has the right to first offer, which that's not going to be disputable. They did break that contract with them, and in their contract states that how to do the parcel split, the pricing, and everything. It's Section 36 in there. And Lawrence just went behind Sequoia's back, made this deal with a venture, and said, oh, don't worry. But a venture church should have known better because they're funded by the International Foursquare Church of the Gospel, which is international. They have this thing called Plant a Church, where they go into communities, and they're basically property flippers. They buy up properties, and they have their own lending group, their own real estate group. I mean, why does a church need their own lending and real estate group? This is more than just about God and praying. So the resources, the money is just unbelievable. And why do they want to buy Tower? Do they really want to bring, make it a Christian USA type thing? In the beginning, if you go back, because it seemed like they only would talk to GV Wire and some of the other local media. If you go back and look in the beginning where Anthony, the few reports that he did do, he's saying that, we're going to clean up Tower, we're going to make it better, we're going to be part of the community. Well, they've been here for over a year. They haven't participated in any events. They haven't even, they blame the homeless, they blame drugs, but yet they haven't offered any solutions. Community members have been picking up their trash. They've been, their people that come on Sunday for their church take up the parking and other people's businesses. They tell their parishioners not to eat in restaurants. So how is that being neighborly when you have a group of people come here and then they leave and they don't spend money in the Tower? That's not neighborly.
So do you think so? But I mean, the part of this story that because we can talk for hours about Venture Church, but this stalking and have the police been looking into this?
This is the thing about the police. There's been a few reports. It sounds bad because we did find out one of the Proud Boys was an officer. And I really do believe the police force, the morale is really bad there now. and it has been for some time. So some police officers are leaning towards those patriot groups, or probably even involved. As you know, we had Rick Fitzgerald that's now suing the city over his employment, but he was standing out there. He was with Sons of 76. And this is where the media kind of got it wrong. He wasn't a Proud Boy, but Sons of 76 is like those type groups. He was a Proud Boy before January 6th. When he found out what was going down for January 6th, he quit. But he was a high-ranking officer of the Proud Boys, even went to the Sacramento Stop the Steal rally and all those. And he's filmed in his gear, so it's not a secret. But when I've been harassed out there, I've almost been maced by Josh Fulfer, Oreo Express, the right-wing blogger. He's took a mace out on me. He's doxed my house. He's followed my friends and their mothers to their doctor's appointments. It's scary, but it's sad that these people have to stoop that low to intimidate us, to stop. I'll be honest. I don't live in Tower. I have lots of friends in Tower. I enjoy the businesses here, but majority of people out there on Sunday do live in Tower. They do own homes and businesses in Tower. And I feel horrible that those people, they're getting their cars slashed, their tires. I mean, one guy, he had to do a GoFundMe to pay for his tires that keep getting slashed, And then we make the reports, everything's online to the police. And then, when the Proud Boys first came, and then Paco and Jerry did that big press conference, we're not going to have these people in our neighborhoods and la la la. They're still here. This is not in the masses. So, and when we tell the police department, we know who's doing this. They don't follow up. There's no follow up, and this is the thing. These groups should be held liable for the violence that they're doing. They're going to the school boards and harassing people. They're harassing people out here in the streets. I had one of the Proud Boys said they're going to knock my teeth out. I have it all on video just for walking by the church. I wasn't protesting. And we need to stop saying it. It's a church. It's the Tower Theater. But these groups, and they're aligned with Anthony. I have video of Anthony going across the street, shaking hands with them and taking pictures with them. And he's never denounced them, And he's done interviews with Josh Fulfer, and he's been at political rallies. He was at the Larry Elder rally, and then that same week he got $100,000 donation, and it's like, where did that money come from? And I heard that he's had other big name donations, but they're nameless. So these churches are always been political. It started with the gays, and now they're starting with other political, propositions, or whoever's running for a certain office. Politics and religion, they need to stay separate, because once the money and everything gets, it's all bad. But if it's your church, they're not good neighbors. They're violating the law. They know it. They have admitted it in court documents. They want this church no matter what. They don't care if they're breaking the law. And I don't think that's fair to the other businesses that have busted their butt to stay in business in the Tower. Because, big developers want to come in here and put a Walmart or Target. They've been coming for years. I mean, this is a very historical place. And the people that live in this district should have the ultimate say.
People can connect with you on, I would imagine, Facebook, right?
Yeah, Facebook, Twitter. I'm on Twitter, extreme _ Jess. Why I chose that name, because Josh Fulfer called me extremist, so I just went with it. I'm new to Twitter. Only been on there a year or so. Uh-huh. And, find me on Facebook, Jessica Mahoney. You will have to write me first. I just don't add anybody I don't know. So send me a messenger, and, let's talk. I'm open to talk to anybody, but once you start talking MAGA, I won't listen. I'll block you. I don't have time for that. So, I like to go on these shows where it's neutral. We can all talk. I have lots of Republican friends, independent friends. We need to bring back civility, and we need to talk to one another, not this harassment, not this back and forth stuff. And that's why I do what I do. I will always stand up for the people, and especially children. And, we need to weed our neighborhoods out. Basically, I call them fascists. A lot of people hate using that word, but we have a lot of people that, they get fed and they just start believing it. And those people you can't talk to. You're never going to sit down and have a conversation with them. So they don't need to be in the neighborhood anymore. And the city needs to step up. The police department needs to step up and stop these people for harassing the people of Tower.
All right. Well, thank you so much for joining us today. Appreciate it. Peace and love, everybody, especially right now, not just here in Tower, but we've got the Ukrainian situation going on, which is horrible. And, let's all be friends. Come on. Why can't we be friends? Remember that song by War?
Yeah.
All right. Thank you again. Appreciate it. Coming up at 1 o'clock, we've got the 420 area code with Sheldon Baker. He's the host of that show. And then we'll be back at 2 with one more guest here on your Tuesday. And that'll do it for us. I'm Austin Reed.